where Manny had a great career, but boxing retired Manny. Manny didn't retire from boxing. There's a difference. So, of course, if I was Manny Pacquiao, would I be chasing Floyd Mayweather to do an exhibition to get a good payday? Absolutely. Absolutely, I will.
I can beat that. Mayweather may come back and say, let me go beat that guy.
champ.
You know? And then, because I guarantee, right now, if Mayweather comes back and fights him, my money's on Floyd. Easy. Right now, I add Floyd's age. Easy.
I add Floyd's age easy. At 48, Floyd Mayweather looks fierce and unstoppable, smashing the heavy bag with explosive power. After the Barrios fight, there's growing speculation that Manny Pacquiao has reignited his interest in facing Mayweather once again, even publicly stating that if Mayweather wants the rematch, he should sign the contract. Meanwhile, Mayweather has been spotted in intense training sessions. Floyd Mayweather claimed that it wasn't him, but the sport of boxing itself that retired Manny Pacquiao. Speaking with confidence, Floyd pointed out that if he were in Manny's position, he too would want another match, especially one with a massive payout. The comment reflects Floyd's understanding of the business side of boxing, suggesting that Pacquiao is driven not just by competition, but also by the financial reward. Whether meant as a taunt or a matter-of-fact statement, Mayweather implied that Pacquiao's motivation for a rematch lies more in economics than legacy.
Where Manny had a great career, but boxing retired Manny. Manny didn't retire from boxing. There's a difference. So, of course, if I was Manny Pacquiao, would I be chasing Floyd Mayweather to do an exhibition to get a good payday? Absolutely, I will.
The historic rivalry between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao is layered with failed negotiations and blame. Fans on both sides argue over who delayed the original fight, with claims that Mayweather pulled out on 2 occasions while Pacquiao did so once. These misfires have added tension to their relationship over the years, with each fighter blaming the other at various points. The anticipation and frustration surrounding a rematch have only grown stronger. Their long-standing conflict is not just in the ring, it's in the politics and decisions behind the scenes.
Avoid the biggest fight in boxing. I do think that Pacquiao was willing to face Mayweather in this situation. He just didn't want to agree to those stipulations. And if the stipulations aren't too ridiculous, I think it is ducking. Pacquiao would then face Joshua Clottey instead on the 13th, and Floyd would go on to face Shane Mosley. Pacquiao beats Clottey by decision, and Floyd beats Mosley by decision. Half a year after the initial negotiations fell through, Pacquiao takes a U-turn and actually agrees on the 14-day blood testing. With the new stipulations, Team Pacquiao had a new offer to offer Team Mayweather. And the way they saw it, if there was no testing dispute, Floyd should be eager to take the fight. So Floyd was given a deadline to accept the deal. Top Rank was very public about this and even gave a countdown on their public website. However, one thing that needs to be considered in this situation is that Bob Arum never disclosed the actual conditions of the contracts. So there could be unfair stipulations against Floyd on the contracts.
Some critics argue that Floyd Mayweather has been deliberately avoiding a second fight with Manny Pacquiao due to fear not just of losing, but of losing to a fully fit version of Pacquiao. The first bout in 2015 saw Manny enter the ring with a shoulder injury, which many believe limited his performance. The theory suggests that if Manny were healthy, he might have beaten Floyd. For this reason, a portion of the boxing world believes Floyd is reluctant to accept a rematch, fearing the result might damage his perfect record and legacy.
My eyes keep telling me, wait, does Manny look like a steroid creation? Does he look like some mini Schwarzenegger? Well, I can give you any other thing that steroid can do, but not natural hand quickness. So if you're right about how Floyd Mayweather is the greatest defensive tactician in the history of boxing, what should he care about how ripped or big the head is of Manny Pacquiao? Pretty boy Floyd is worried that for the first time in his career, he is going to get hit and hit and hit. He's going to get cut. He's going to get hurt. He is scared to
Joe Rogan, a longtime commentator on combat sports, echoed the suspicion that Mayweather was highly strategic in picking the timing of their first encounter. Rogan suggested that Floyd waited until Pacquiao had already shown signs of decline, as his knockout loss to Juan Manuel Marquez before agreeing to fight. By waiting until Manny's prime years had passed, Mayweather may have ensured a safer path to victory. Rogan's take supports the belief that the 2015 fight was less about mutual competition and more about calculated risk management.
Mayweather just did such a smart thing, but also a devious thing. Waiting until Pacquiao was older, waiting until he slowed down, and then...
Devious is not illegal in boxing.
It's encouraged.
Devious can be an asset.
That's how you retire with a 50-0
I give
record.
Floyd credit for brilliance.
It would have been an interesting fight had he fought Pacquiao when he was younger, in his prime. It would have been a very different
Would have been
fight.
A more interesting fight.
Much more different.
Because
Much more difficult
any
fight.
go-forward physical warrior like Pacquiao is going to wear down.
Exactly.
And any brilliant counterpuncher like Floyd is going to retain more.
Also the fact that Pacquiao fought him with a bum shoulder.
Money talks.
Yeah, I mean, look, I guess he was faced with this thing, legacy, or, I mean, it was the biggest pay-per-view of all time in boxing. I think it was like 4 million buys or something crazy like that.
It was huge.
Yeah, give him a cortisone shot, throw him out there, unfortunately.
Former world champion Zab Judah added his voice to the discussion, describing the potential rematch between Mayweather and Pacquiao as a great spectacle if it comes to life. However, he emphasized that nothing is guaranteed at this point. According to Judah, discussions are still ongoing, and while there is undeniable interest from fans, the deal is far from finalized. His words reflect the current uncertainty surrounding the rematch. There is buzz, there is negotiation, but no official commitment.
I don't know. I mean, I think it'd be great for boxing. I think it'd be great for the sport. It'd be great. Will it happen? I don't know. I'm not him to say. I wish I knew.
Alright, because there was talks about it. There was talks even of Floyd even fighting Barrios at once upon a time. You know? Maybe
as well.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you feel like Floyd will be out there trying to get a title at the age that he's at right now?
I think that's the kind of person he is. He looks to do the biggest and the best things out there in life, and that's what everybody's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So I think that me knowing Floyd, he would try that.
Timothy Bradley, a former opponent and current analyst, has voiced concern about Pacquiao's continued involvement in the sport. He pointed to the recent draw with Mario Barrios, stating that Manny failed to defend himself adequately and looked vulnerable to clean shots. Bradley argued that the outcome appeared more respectful than accurate and warned that Manny may be risking his health by continuing to fight. For Bradley, Pacquiao's legendary career should be celebrated, but extended. Competition might tarnish his achievements and pose serious physical risks.
He's not reacting to these shots, man. He's getting offense off, but his defense is just terrible, man. It's hard for him to respond to the defensive side of things, man. And that's the reason why I retired. I started getting hit more and more every time I stepped into that ring. And I'm like, you know what? My time is up, and I'm going to keep it real. Manny Pacquiao's time has been up. The fact that he's a special type of athlete, he's a legend. He's able to get in there with guys like Mario Barrios, who basically somewhat carried this guy, man. He carried Manny Pacquiao. I don't care what anybody say. He carried him. Yes, all he had to do was step on the gas, especially in the middle, the back end of the fight, where he's a younger fighter. He has more energy. He could have gave more effort. Because obviously he got hit with some straight left hands and he was able to take it. But it didn't seem like he wanted to. It seemed like he was in there to do a job, and that was to go the distance with Manny Pacquiao. Now, a lot of people is complaining about the judging. The judging was spot on. Best judges in boxing. Spot on with it. If I scored it, I would have scored it for Barrios. However, the draw, because there was a couple of swing rounds in there, the draw was perfect. Perfect. But damn, I would love to see both these guys' contracts, man. Just like the Serrano and Taylor fight is similar in that fashion. Both these guys was in there just having a high-level sparring session. That's all it was. I was disappointed in both their performances, to be honest with you, man. So, look, y'all can miss me whatever y'all want to say, man. The Pacquiao lovers, I get it. I respect the man as well, but, I got to call it like I see it.
Paulie Malignaggi offered a contrasting perspective, suggesting that Manny's performance against Barrios might actually tempt Mayweather into taking the rematch. Malignaggi believes Floyd saw signs of aging in Pacquiao's movement, speed, and reactions indicators that he would be vulnerable in a second bout. From Floyd's point of view, This version of Manny poses far less risk than the 2010s version. If the conditions appear favorable, Floyd may be inclined to step into the ring, knowing the odds would be stacked in his favor.
Hey, bro, I can beat that guy. Mayweather may come back and say, let me go beat that guy.
champ.
You know? And then, because I guarantee, right now, if Mayweather comes back and fights him, my money's on Floyd. Easy. Right now, I had Floyd's age. Easy. Conor Benn, who I don't even think is that good, could also, but generates a ton of money, also could point to Mario Barrios. And guys, let me be honest, even if I don't think Conor Benn is that good, he's way ballsier than Mario Barrios. And that alone probably beats Mario Barrios, because Conor can punch a little bit as well. So Barrios is in a great position financially, even in the welterweight picture, because it's not a deep welterweight division and he's a low-hanging fruit. We're in a time where mediocrity is rewarded at a high level. And so...
Well, not just in boxing. That's
yeah, but we're with boxing discussion right now. So Mario is actually in a great position. He's in a better position than really good fighters like freaking David Benavidez and things like that who can't get anybody to fight him.
Public excitement for a Mayweather versus Pacquiao rematch remains strong, especially from those who felt the first fight didn't deliver enough action. However, experts have tempered expectations, suggesting the rematch may take the form of an exhibition bout rather than an official contest. This would allow both fighters to entertain without risking their records or reputations. While not ideal for purists, such an event could still draw massive attention, especially from fans, driven more by nostalgia than by rankings.
So for, I don't know, 2-3 years before the fight took place, I'd be walking down a hallway in a hotel in Vegas, or standing in an airport, or walking down a sidewalk somewhere, and somebody would grab me and say, when am I going to see Mayweather-Pacquiao? And every time that happened, I would look at them and say, what is it you expect to see? Okay? Why are you so excited about a fight, which I promise you is not going to yield combat, is not going to yield anything in the way of marketable violence, which is going to be an exhibition of one person's tremendous skill, technique, defensive capability, and is not going to be the can't miss fight that you think it is. And people would give me blank looks. Huh? You know, what are you talking about? I can't wait to see Mayweather-Pacquiao. So it happened.
I would have liked to see him fight Pacquiao early. Now, I will say this. He was on to something, because I agree. Pacquiao should have took been willing to take the Olympic-style drug test. Because I got to tell you, as a person that knows my history, it's mighty strange for a dude to go up from 106 to 147 and 154 and still be one piece in dudes. Like, that don't happen. Like,
man, you seen his legs?
Mayweather has acknowledged Pacquiao's greatness multiple times, often stating that Manny was one of the toughest opponents he ever faced. In a recent clip, Floyd admitted that he didn't even get the great Manny during their 2015 bout due to Pacquiao's shoulder injury. This rare compliment highlights the mutual respect beneath their competitive rivalry. Despite the business and mind games, Floyd recognizes the level of challenge Pacquiao brought, which only adds more fuel to the rematch narrative.
One of the best fighters I faced was Manny Pacquiao. He's a future Hall of Famer.
What the is it about Manny, man? He just don't stop coming.
But you know me, I keep my distance because he's real short. I keep turning him.
Yeah, but I think this, height doesn't mean anything, because, short people can pack a punch.
Pacquiao recently made a pointed statement about Mayweather, claiming that Floyd is only focused on material wealth and luxurious living. The implication is that a rematch, if it happens, would be motivated by money rather than any athletic ambition. Manny's comment speaks to the different values both fighters have publicly shown. Manny often frames his career around honor and competition, while Floyd is unapologetically about business. Still, if the paycheck is large enough, both might meet halfway in the ring once more.
Now, in the beginning of this conversation, you say, I don't like boastful people. How was it like fighting Mayweather then? Did he get on your nerves? Because I feel like he's a little bit more boastful than the people you might be wanting to hang out with.
Yeah, he's boastful. I think his God is the material things, money, everything like that. I'm pretty with him because I want to share the word of God in him if he believes God.
Yeah. I've heard he's a generous man. I think he's done good things. I think, he kind of reminds me of like a lot of people are like this, by the way, including myself. I'm not just saying him. I'm including myself. The man who goes up to Jesus and says, "What should I do to get into heaven?" He says, "Sell all your belongings." And he walked away crying because he couldn't sell his belongings.
Exactly.
Manny Pacquiao's recent performance against Barrios stunned critics and fans alike. At 45, he moved with sharpness, showcased stamina, and delivered combinations with speed. Many expected a sluggish display, but what they saw instead was a rejuvenated version of Pacquiao. This fight reignited the possibility of not only a rematch with Floyd, but also further competition in the welterweight division. For a fighter often told to retire, Manny proved he still has something left in the tank.
Pacquiao needs his legs to be explosive. That's how he made a career. That's how he became an A-division champion, an all-time great. And he still has the little bounce on his legs, man. So credit to those big-ass calves that Manny Pacquiao has, because he showed signs of greatness, man. And it was great to see that, but the judges didn't give it to him.
He looked so much better than I thought he was. And I was basing a lot of my opinion on his age and the 2 exhibition fights that he fought since his last pro fight, where he looked slow, fleshy, just didn't look anything like the man he used to be. Look, this was not a good fight. I mean, can we just get that out of the way? Like, this looked to me like kind of a high-level sparring session. It just what it looked like I was watching. And some of the numbers back that up. I mean, Pacquiao, he landed 101 punches of 577 thrown. That was for a 17.5% connect rate. Barrios landed 120 out of 658. That's an 18.2% connect rate. Pacquiao landed just 6% of his jabs, Barrios 11%. Power punches, Pacquiao and Barrios both right around 31%. This was not a good fight. I think if Pacquiao had been in...
Juan Manuel Marquez, Pacquiao's longtime rival, sided with Floyd in the GOAT debate. Marquez, who famously knocked Manny out in 2012, stated that Mayweather is the superior fighter. His opinion carries weight not only because he fought both men, but because of his detailed boxing IQ. Marquez praised Floyd's defense, adaptability, and discipline. While fans of Manny may disagree, Marquez's view adds to the complex narrative surrounding their rivalry.
You fought Mayweather, you fought Pacquiao. Who's better?
I think Mayweather, because it's a difficult style. It's a difficult style. I said for the fight, you need 2 fighters. Mayweather is very, very difficult to connect punches, and it's a top fighter.
Veteran boxing commentator Jim Lampley described the potential rematch as a technical showcase between 2 legends. He emphasized that fans are not necessarily looking for knockouts this time, but rather a strategic chess match between masters of their craft. According to Lampley, the rematch could be a moment where experience, timing, and ring IQ take center stage. It's the kind of bout that boxing purists dream about, even if it doesn't match the explosiveness of their younger days.
Jim, before you get out of here, man, I hope you are the blow-by-blow guy come September for Canelo versus Crawford. You were the blow-by-blow guy for Mayweather-Pacquiao. That fight, Mayweather-Pacquiao, made a lot of money. It didn't quite deliver the fight people were hoping for. Do you think something similar happens with Canelo-Crawford, or no, that fight actually delivers what people are looking for?
I think they are both much more naturally inclined toward combat than one of the participants was in Mayweather versus Pacquiao. And the one who was less inclined toward face-to-face combat in Mayweather-Pacquiao was the one who was technically skilled in such a way that he could control the action. I mean, let's face it, if Floyd wanted all the air out of the balloon, he was the best at removing all the air from the balloon. If he wanted a low-action fight that he could manage and walk to an easy boxing victory, he could do that against virtually any opponent. That was a part of his vast skill set. So for years, people would come up to me on the streets, grab me in the hotel casino, and say to me in breathless tones, "When am I going to see Mayweather versus Pacquiao?" And I would say, "What is it that you think you're going to see? Why are you so excited about that?" Because I know what you're going to see, and it isn't going to be fireworks. It's going to be a spectacularly skilled performance on the part of the person who can limit the fireworks. And You cannot blame him for that.
Despite the positive reception to his performance against Barrios, many still believe Pacquiao is past his prime. After his 2021 loss to Yordenis Ugas, where he looked flat-footed and unable to adapt, concerns about his health and longevity grew louder. Even in the Barrios fight, some noted that his signature power wasn't present, and he seemed to be operating on sheer will rather than physical dominance. These signs have led a portion of the boxing world to call for his retirement, suggesting he bow out gracefully while he still can.
There's a video that's out of your wife, I think it was after the Ugas fight, where she's feeding you.
Yeah.
And it looks like your eyes are closed after the fight. And some people were concerned about that, you know, but is that normal for your wife to do, is just to help you after battle?
Oh, my wife is very, she's very taking care of me.
Yeah.
She's most outstanding wife in the world for me.
That's right.
Yes.
I love it. I tell people all the time that, you know, after some of my big fights, you know, barely getting out the bed the next day, 2 days after, like, she's the only one there, and my kids.
Yeah.
There's no cameras, there's no, it's just her. Baby, do you need something?
Only the wife
Yes.
and the family can help you.
Yes.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned. Until next time.